really hard to do this. This is why I be saying. That's why I say if I play it, just know, because the fact that I'm playing it is enough. Okay, and when they have keywords that are flagged. Okay, stuff like the movies we didn't watched, because you got to think people are going and watching those movies now, and so they're seeing, right? So then there's a lot of stuff you can't even. They all of the words that have everything to do with what's going on right now are flagged because they don't want you to be aware of what's happening. So that's why I know it sounds like, but I just showed y'all they about to be in. They already in our stuff, and we gonna have to be able to play crazy. But you can't play crazy if they got your phone and they can go through everything that you've been typed a gazillion times, and it's right there that you know absolutely what's going on here. I already turned it back on, Auntie. I know y'all think I just be doing a lot, but I really want y'all to be okay. I do, and I don't know how to stress that, because you got to think, and in our reality, me just putting the information out there puts, you know. So that's why I be like, it's not that I'm trying to control nobody, but we are gonna have to be very careful about how and when and what things are coming out of our mouth. Okay? We're not going to be able to type whatever we want. We are not going to be able to say it. You're just going to have to know. If I go ahead and play the video, we're going to talk about it, but we're going to talk about it in a way where it's not causing them to flag our class. That's why, as much as I love my little baby, I don't know if you didn't came back, but you can't, and I'm going to say it, I don't even want to. You can't type words like intel and monitoring and all of this. Like, those are the words. Like, anything that has to do with what's going on right now, you gonna have, and it might take me a minute. Give me a second, y'all. I'll get it. But we're learning a new language right now. Okay? And we've been trying to learn a new language since we've been here. Well, God was teaching us before the world knew that they were gonna need it. Y'all get me? Hmm? One of the main things is say it, learn how to say it without saying it. Learn how to say it without saying it. Well, now you can't even type, you can't even say like protests or nothing. They're back to music festivals. You said I'm thankful because honestly I'm not the one to scroll. Just told my son I might have to start because they've been tripping on here. Listen, it's a real thing, and I'm trying to get out as much information, even though it's just confirmation for our classes, but that also because it's a lot of people coming back that ain't been here, and I do be tickled. I ain't gonna hold you. And if you one of the people, I told you, nigga. Ugh, not on no pride stuff. I was trying to tell. I said, listen, some of y'all's not gonna believe nothing I'm telling you because it sounds too outlandish until it start happening, and then y'all gonna be talking about, hey, stranger, you been seeing it too? Y'all been seeing it too? Oh, I haven't been here in a while. I know, because you didn't believe it. It's okay. I love y'all too. That's why I just kind of look like this. I'll be like, oh, you haven't? Hey. Listen, you said you said I've been seeing that, and you said it's mind blowing, like everything else. You said it. Listen, I wonder how that young lady who told me he was on the other side is feeling now. Mm-hmm. You said we're gonna have to start using. Yeah, yeah, Auntie. You said you didn't have to call me out like that. Ah! Hey, Pumpkin. At least you came back. Thank you for being honest. Listen, I didn't mean to. Thank you. Thank you for being honest. But didn't I tell y'all though? And I ain't even trying to be funny. Didn't I tell y'all though? It was, I told y'all in the beginning of this. Man, she said you did not have to call me out like that. I love you still. But it is true. It is happening. I'm sorry. You said laugh out loud. Them. Hey, big head. I came back for another Frizzle Magic school bus ride with the sign field trip slip. This part. You said, please stand up. Girl, I love it, though. Thank you for coming back. You know? But get this. It's a lot of people. I told y'all, my daughter said that she's looking for me and they're hiding us. Sometimes you can find us, sometimes you can't, even over here. So it's mind blowing because it very well could be, oh, I'm gonna play something else for y'all that has to do with over there. And I think this is what's happening, which I told y'all this was happening, but it's definitely happening more now. Hold on. Let's see. Mm. So the federal government is deploying hexachloroethane onto the people in the streets. That's not it, but they are putting gas on people. Where is it? They're using HC gas on people. That's not it. Did they take our video? Oh man. Hold on. Hey, what's up? That's not it. Dang it, I can't find it. But basically, the person was saying that oh man, it is what it is. The people that's telling people what's up, they are hiding them. I don't know where it is. Dang it. Whatever. I don't know where it is. It is what it is. You said, Interday Chappelle voice. You said, listen, I love y'all though. Listen, at least you knew where to go. Right? Not trying to be funny, but this the thing. God warned us, you know, and as unsettling as some of this stuff is, I'ma just keep saying it. One, he don't lie to me, and two, I'm grateful he told us. You hear me? Because he didn't have to. He didn't have to. He didn't have to prepare us for nothing that's happening right now. Okay? They're saying, though, that that man is probably going to do the same thing that he did with Venezuela and say, oh, everything's fine, and then really do it. Okay? Because he thinks folks is that slow not to know that he going to do the same thing he did last time. Okay? But we are at Raw. Okay? Whether people are telling you we are or not, it doesn't matter. We are. We are at Raw. In real life. And this is not a drill. You know what? Okay. Well, I was trying to be nice. Okay? I was trying to be nice, sister. You understand? So when you go back and you read First Thessalonians 5, the chapter, and then you read Revelation 6, not 19, 1 through 9, you can see what is happening right here, right now. You said in my shaggy voice singing, caught them with you said caught them red-handed, creeping in the classroom back. No, zipping up their empty book bag while crawling on the classroom floor. Maury, you are so petty. Yes. Y'all hear y'all nephew? And I can hear it in his voice. You hear me? That's gonna be petty because now I'm gonna be hearing that. It is true though. And you know what's happening? The same way God used to hide the other prophets. Right? Because it's a lot of people that's probably looking for us and they can't find us. And the information is literally about to go away. So it's real. Because remember, God would have, listen, God would have the prophetess or prophet come and say, hey, in this time limit, or be mindful of these things. And then he would take the prophet somewhere else, or hide them away in a rock, or take them up in the spirit, or not let the people have access to them. Right? And then they looking for the information, and we're literally living that right now. People don't know what to do, but the information has been given. And not just by me. God has been talking to people all over the world, telling folks, get ready, do this, do that. And folks was like, they been saying that. My grandma and them used to say that. My old pastor back way in the day used to say that. Okay, so they was still trying to warn y'all in. It's a spooky place to be. This is what I was looking for. Hold on.
So apparently even mentioning the word meth is censored now on TikTok. So if you want the Matters toffee, click the link below before it's gone, because they're harassing the shit out of us. This is our Matters toffee. Everybody loves it. It's one of our best sellers, but it's going away because
so now if you say MAGA or certain, someone told me we've been in the end times forever. I said, okay. Then change the subject and did. You said what's so sad to me is that we grew up Jehovah's Witness, and they teach you that every day is your last day, so you live on the edge. And because of that now my brother don't want to listen because it's been beat into us. This part. It was beat into us too, girl. I was apostolic. I get it. I do understand. But I tell you this, I'm grateful it's stuck. I know they was tripping, but I'm grateful because now they're asleep. Y'all can't tell me y'all don't feel like the church people sleep. I ain't gonna say everybody, but it seemed like about 85% of them sleep, baby. You can't talk to them about the not no real rapture. You can't talk to them about we already in a tribulation. You can't talk to them about none of that. They will not hear it. You cannot tell them that the Antichrist is here. They won't hear none of it. Rock like newborns after a bath in a bottle, girl. They too worried about Drewski and not worried about the world. Come on. You said church and family. You said enduring a whole new meaning. Listen. Has a whole new meaning. It do. Sleep and snoring. Listen. Holy zombies. Quiche. And they keep saying the world is rocked to sleep. No, he was talking about y'all. The world is awake. The atheist is telling you to prepare. The Buddhist is out walking and saying we need some peace around here because I don't know if y'all seeing what's going on. Everybody but them. That's spooky. You said rock to sleep, that deep drooling sleep. Listen, that is terrifying. The false peace is here. The 10 kingdoms is here. The mark is here. The economic collapse, world economic collapse is here. What else do you need? Is the war is in the streets. There's civil, excuse me, y'all know what I mean. Give me a minute. I'm working on the two. Civil law is here. Y'all remember when I showed y'all that paper from 2020 or 2021 and I showed y'all the date? And I said, oh, nothing. Just getting ready for this civil law that's coming. And everybody laughed at me. I had family members that was like, you need to really like chill out. You said they won't believe it until they are on their block knocking at their door. Listen, and I don't know if you've seen that post about the monks walking across us why they did it, but when the leader came up to them, I did. I saw him, and the church was they was encouraging that man. Jesus would have never talked to nobody like that. When he was yelling at the monks are exhibiting more Christian behavior than that Christian pastor was. That Christian pastor act just like the Pharisees and the Sadducees. Y'all didn't see it. Telling them they going to hell with that big old. The monk was mild when he was talking to him. He didn't yell. He didn't scream. That monk exhibited more Christianity than that Christian pastor did. Telling him he going to hell, and you don't know. God said he got sheep in all fold. Y'all don't think God told them to walk across America in the cold, in the heat? Y'all don't think that God told them to do that? A demon told them to walk across the country and try to bring people together for peace. Right. You said who was my mother and who was my brother for real. I'm just saying. That's why when all the Christian folks in there, yeah, tell them this and that. Y'all look just like the people that crucified Jesus. Y'all act just like the people that crucified Jesus too. Because if you went out all into the world, just think if that pastor was walking with Jesus at that time, when Jesus was going out into the world, and you go over to somebody's country and offend them like that, how many people y'all think they would have went on? They kicked you out of here. Interesting. They kicked you out of church or out of here because they on that funny stuff already. Wow. Here we go with this. Well, let's go. I don't know if we even gonna have a home anymore.
It's Tuesday.
I don't even know if we are or not over here. We're just gonna try to stay as long as we can.
I feel like the person in a movie who has a premonition before everything gets like really scary and nobody's listening and people don't find out until it's too late because everybody's questioning it. But yeah, there won't be an election. At this rate, there will not be an election in 3 years. Like there won't. I doubt that the midterms will go off and mark these words, but ICE will be heavily involved in these midterm elections. In fact, they will be there terrorizing people and trying to stop people from voting.
You said that voice you do. I'm naming it bar. The accent get me every time. Listen.
In swing states, if you are a governor of a swing state, you might.
Everybody keep talking about going to get a mesh-tastic. Y'all seen that?
Yeah, we've been looking. Now, as promised, this type of technology that's called mesh-tastic. So actually I have one of the devices here, and it looks like a little pager if you remember those, but it's basically just a radio, circuit board, and an antenna. These devices come in a bunch of different forms. Some of them look like the old BlackBerry devices. They have actual keyboards. Some of them have touch screens. Some of them are really simple with just like a 3D printed case like this one. Basically, all the devices work the same. Mesh-tastic is a radio-based mesh network that uses long-range radio to send encrypted messages between devices across distances of up to 200 miles. Mesh-tastic is an open-source software project. It's not maintained by any one company, and pretty much anybody can get involved with the Mesh-tastic community. Unlike cell phones that connect to a tower to communicate, Mesh-tastic is a peer-to-peer network, meaning that each device communicates with other devices in the area. You're able to use this without cellular service, without Wi-Fi. You
can connect it to your phone so you can text straight from there, and the device itself is what's sending the message. And it's really low bandwidth, so you can't really send much information. But the good thing is that it's really not reliant on any centralized system like a cell network.
And the cool thing about it is that you don't have to be within line of sight of the recipient of the message. You just have to be in line of sight of some other mesh-tastic radio so that you can connect to the whole mesh. And then that message gets passed around among all these peers until it reaches the intended recipient. That's the cool thing about it, I guess, is that like the more of these radios connect to the network, the more powerful it becomes.
It's still really early days for this. There's not that many people who have a mesh-tastic device compared to, say, a cell phone, of course. But if you live in a city, there's a good chance you're going to have some type of mesh-tastic network already set up, and you're going to be able to communicate with each other.
It does seem like this is maybe the first step in creating a system that would survive a larger disruption of centralized cellular service.
Mesh-tastic is really useful during, say, natural disasters when the phone lines are down, but it can also be useful if you're just area with cell coverage, like out for a hike. Mesh-tastic can't replace your cell phone altogether, but it's going to work when a cell phone isn't.
You heard that? Mesh-tastic. I don't know, but it's an option. I don't know how it works, but I saw it the other day, and I want to share it with y'all. I reposted it, but I know they're not letting y'all get my repost, so it's an option maybe. You know, we never know. But this is the place where we are now. Okay. It's going to be very important to know what's happening without having to leave your house. So, I've been looking, y'all.
Yeah, we've been looking at it. You might as well, like, already get them.
There was something else. Oh, another thing that came up again. We talked about this too.
I don't like this. I'm not fucking with this. This is the doomsday fish, aka oarfish, and they wash ashore when there's an impending disaster coming to the area. They just found one in Mexico. I know that sounds like bullshit, but I have to say there might be some truth behind this because this is a deep sea fish, so it may feel the change in the pressure in the ocean and actually swim ashore. And there's a timeline behind this too. 2011, several of these fish washed ashore in Japan right before they had a 9.1 earthquake and tsunami. Same thing in 2017 in the Philippines. They spotted oarfish and then they had an earthquake. Same thing in Mexico in 2020. Spotted some oarfish, had an earthquake. Same thing in 2024. 3 of these oarfish were spotted in California for the first time in 125 years. Shortly after that, in December, there was an earthquake. The other reason I'm not fucking with this is because it's not just deep sea creatures that are beaching themselves. 150 whales just beached themselves in Australia, and they don't know why. I'm not saying impending disaster is coming or a natural disaster is coming, but the ocean sure seems to know something. I don't like this. I'm not fucking...
Excuse the language, but if you keep on reading, I believe it's the earthquake in some of the stuff we was reading about earlier. Let's go see. We didn't get to it just yet, but let me see if I can find it. Did I close that one? I did. Darn it. Oh no, it's right here. Okay. Let me see if I go down here just a little bit. Let me see. Oh, there it is in 12. Interesting. And I beheld when he had opened the 6th seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood. Interesting. Interesting. So as the people are being slayed, there's gonna be an earthquake. Interesting. A big quake is being predicted for this next week too, so people in quake prone areas be ready. Louisiana been having light quakes. Interesting. Don't you just love this class? Just think if we would have been like, oh, we don't want everybody over here. We do. Because everybody is somewhere and knows somebody that's somewhere else. I'll be right back, y'all. This is why I be trying to tell people. We do. There's so much. I think we're a lot farther in than we think. Oh. Okay. Sorry about that. We said we have a piece of the puzzle from God. Listen, he do what he doing. He do what he doing. And now you can see where I was like, no, I'm not excluding folks. Just because you don't think they good enough, we don't care. We need all the information we can get from everywhere. Is this not the craziest fertilizer ever? Goodness gracious. Did y'all hear that man say, it ain't never been a peace board like this? Never. It's never been one. Did y'all hear that? That man, he said it's never been a peace board like this. Never. Never, ever, ever. He said it out his own mouth. He said never. Okay. So, we know we got some earthquakes coming. We know it's a whole bunch of people about to be in the sword, hunger, unaliving, and beast of the field. Cali is having a thumb of earthquakes. You said back to back to back. Interesting. A thump. They use that word somewhere every day nowadays. Never. This has never happened. This is never, 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 never. Ain't that crazy? God even told us the word to look for, huh? And now y'all see why I don't want no folks around me. I can't trust, baby. It is, we is in it tooth and nail, baby. We is in it. Folks that want to halfway believe, go on over there with the half believers. I believe everything that God said is going to happen. We are here. I just wrote in my journal this morning, God, the word has not told one wrong thing. Like literally, everything that we have read and studied and everything that he told us to prepare for is literally happening right now. And it's a little different. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's I don't know. That's why I be trying to tell folks like
with this.
Okay, so there's one thing. I think this is.
So the Supreme Court decided that today that Case v. Montana should go through. For people that don't know what Case v. Montana is, that officers may enter the home without a warrant if he has, quote, an objectable, reasonable basis for believing that an occupant is sick. So the Supreme Court decided that today that Case v. Montana should go through.
This was 2 days ago.
For people that don't know what Case v. Montana is, that officers may enter the home without a warrant if he has, quote, an objectable, reasonable basis for believing that an occupant is seriously injured or imminently threatened with such injury. Now, while this may look like a good thing in the eyes of, the citizens, because someone being harmed in their own home is going to be protected by officers if they believe that someone is in danger, the problem is now this. The Fourth Amendment, the right of privacy, at the federal level is now being in question and is actually being stripped and stretched. This is going to be a huge issue, especially to your right to privacy, because officers now can have a justifiable reason to go into your home if they think that you are in danger or you're endangering yourself. This is crazy. So the Supreme Court decided.
They do? Interesting. Yeah, but that's just not Montana. That was when it was a federal case, but that's just not Montana. That's everywhere. It's just that, you know how they be like Roe versus Wade, but it goes for everywhere like that. Like that kind. Oh, okay. Yeah. Got it. I'm sorry. Yeah, so you see it. So now they can, if they feel like you're in danger, they can come in your house. You see, Into the Thick of It is playing in my head right now. Girl! And they're doing this under the cover of, oh, pay attention over here. But these are all the things that they're doing. Okay? Look over here. Look at all the chaos. No. What's going on over here? What are y'all rolling out that we don't know is being rolled out over here? Because that's what's going to matter. Not what they keep showing us, it's what they're not showing us that we need to be paying attention to, what everybody is not talking about. Even though this stuff is our classes being played out, still some other stuff going on. Come on, Moses, look. Listen, do you understand? It's a real thing out here. And now, look at what people were saying too. Even though I know they over here real good. See if I can find this man, because he said he gave out some very interesting information. Very interesting information. Is this it? Let me see.
Hey, what's up? This is, you see, it verifies who you are using body activity data. And when that verification, hey, what's up? This is the things that keep me up at night. But before I continue, I want you to understand that this video is solely for entertainment purposes only. So, back in 2017, September 23rd at that, very strange wonder happened in the stars. The constellation Virgo, I want you to think Virgin, and the constellation Leo fulfilled a very rare occurrence and a very rare prophecy in the Bible. Revelation chapter 12 says, "And there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun, and the moon under her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars. As she had a child, and she was in pain with the child, she gave birth to the child." Well, we had the constellation Jupiter, which in Judaism is referred to as the Messiah planet, entered the womb of Virgo for exactly 9 months, with a combination of Leo, Lion, God, Judah, was upon her head as the crown of 12 stars, fulfilling very rare occurrence that won't happen again for another 7,000 years. But she was clothed with the sun, the moon was on her feet, and this was the warning for the tribulation. Fast forward to 2019. Microsoft and the Gates Foundation file a very interesting patent, WO2020060606. Completely unrelated, people say that stands for World Order 2020-666. But not me, that would be crazy. That's just coincidental, and that's just the numbers that the universe gave that patent. But allow me to explain to you what exactly that patent does. You see, it verifies who you are using body activity data, and when that verification process is verified, it can reward you with crypto, Bitcoin, blockchain. Now, if you try to look up this patent, you're going to come across PDFs and a bunch of science mumbo jumbo, but let me break it down for you. If I'm told to complete a task, go outside and rake up the leaves, I bring my phone with me, I go outside and I rake up the leaves, my body activity data is verified. How is it verified? By biometrics. And these biometrics do not need any type of shot, injectables, wearable device. It only needs the sensors that were already on your phone. But most importantly, it needs you to click accept.
Still think we gonna be able to take these with us? I said we gonna have to get rid of these. They ain't even gonna be able to be around. It's gonna be have to be something else. Watch phones, smart TVs, all of that. That stuff about to have to go. iPads, anything where they can watch us. Your Wi-Fi box. Yes. Sure is. Real interesting. I said, well, God, you told us about that too. It's not too much of this stuff that they're saying now.
Today in Richmond, Virginia, ICE showed up at a children's hospital. Yeah, children's hospital. They've been to grocery stores. They've been to school bus stops. Yeah, they're really going after the worst of the worst. Sick children. These motherfuckers. Now, here's the thing. In Virginia, as backwards as it may have been historically, there is a standard ground law which allows you to defend yourself with force up and including lethal force when you are presented with somebody who's the aggressor. If you feel threatened to the point where you're afraid for your life, you can use lethal force to defend yourself in Virginia. And you can actually do that on behalf of somebody else. You can be a third-party defender of somebody who is being attacked. If you feel threatened, if they felt threatened for their life, you can defend them with force necessary to stop the attack, up to and including lethal force. Just throwing that out there that is a law. And we can all agree that what is happening is illegal. These are not legal agents or something like that. Today in Richmond, Virginia, ICE showed up at a children's hospital. Yeah, children's hospital. They've been to grocery stores. They've been to school bus stops. Yeah, they're really going after the worst of the worst. Sick children.
Yeah. If you've ever had a sick kid, you know who be at the children's hospital. That's not only who be there, but everybody know what the children's hospital for. Everybody know what the children's hospital for, baby. 9 times out of 10, if your baby got to go to the children's hospital, baby, you have a chronically ill child or a child with a severe situation. And this is where y'all going? They took a boy yesterday. He said, I'm only 14. 2 brothers. I'm only 14. I think the brother was 14. The other brother was 15. Now, another lady, because folks don't believe that this is real, so we'll get this young girl in here too. And this is why I said we got to teach our kids. Man, listen. Hold on. Because I literally just saved this video this morning. Interesting. Did y'all see they put a person's eye out? Did y'all watch that video? I reposted it. Literally, it's a person that will not ever be. They shot that thing right in that person's eye, and it's all messed up. They let them bleed out on the floor and everything. Then, when they finally let them out, they had to stand up. Like, they couldn't let the person sit down. I think it might be a trans person. I don't know for sure, right? Like a trans man. So, the person is small. Yeah, I'm going to try to find the video. And when I say it is graphic, it is. Very. Is this it?
Let's be fucking honest with each other for a second. Idea where my neighbor is on screen about the situation doesn't actually do anything to change the situation. But if you want to get into it, my neighbor is missing. There's a girl that lives in the apartment directly across the way from me. I have not seen her in 2 months. Nobody has. Her car is still in the parking lot. Her family, nobody can get in contact with them. I have no idea where my neighbor is. Do you know where your neighbor is? Have you knocked on the door to check? Have you called around to see where your people are? Do you give a fuck? Have you looked around? Can you take...
ICE came and took somebody else's neighbor. They found the man dead. A Spanish man. They found the man dead. ICE came and picked him up. Young, handsome Spanish dude. They found him dead, baby. I don't know if he was Puerto Rican, Mexican, what he was. They found that Spanish man, the Latino man, and he's dead. ICE took him, and he was handsome, all cut up and stuff. Yeah, they went on and unalived him. So y'all see they killed a 6-month-old baby last night too. I guess by deploying the gas, or I don't know. They killed a baby, 6 months. Somebody's 6-month-old baby is gone because of them. You saw it? Somebody's 6-month-old baby is no longer alive. Yes. Yes. 6 months old. Sure did. I seen it either last night or this morning. It was the tear gas that killed the baby. You saw it? Yeah. Yep, 6 months old. Was it the black dude with his kids? Was it the black dude that and he was standing there looking all crazy, and I think the wife had to run to the hospital? They saw the kids in there. He asked if he can leave, and they said yes, and they did that. Oh, okay. Yeah. We talked about it because there's lawlessness in this. Now you see why I said it's not about to care about your kids. If you don't care about your kids, this is why they start taking us off of that other social media. The VOG is not going to care. They're not. Do y'all see it? They don't care. They don't. And it don't matter how much you scream, how much you yell. They about to be unaliving folks by a ton. Because guess what? The more they keep looking up stuff, guess what? All these home offices is in a specific place that's not here. Don't say where it is, but we know where they at. Where that man is. Because they're saying that them people is the one that's training the water people. The people that was just over in Palestine running through there is training the people that's running through our city right now. Did you know? And one of their leaders a long time ago or some time ago, look what he said. Let's see if I can find it. I was just on it.
Somebody to blow up a bus full of children or a building full of innocent civilians, you have to grind it into their minds. You have to wash their brains and tell them there's a higher cause out there. It's religious, ethnic, racial, whatever. Somebody to blow up a bus full of children or a building full of innocent civilians, you have to grind it into their minds. You have to wash their brains and tell them there's a higher cause out there. It's religious, ethnic, racial, whatever. And for that higher cause, you can disregard all the normal rules of morality. Sometimes they have to be bombed into going to war. The bombing of September 11th, opened the eyes of Americans to see the great conflict and the great danger that faces us. And once opened.
But because we have that other book, we know that September 11th was planned in 1991 on September 11th. That's where all the headquarters to all of this stuff that the phone companies and stuff, that's where they at. Interesting. I reposted. That's America only. But O is spelled with a 0 and not an O, I think. You saw that, Marvin? You saw that? Gotta fill up those plastic things. Listen. And this was him in front of Congress and stuff too, or some kind of yeah. Y'all heard that? It say America only. I don't know if that's a 0. It's looking like a 0 instead of an O. You can go look at it for yourself because there's more in there. Okay.
Book in 1995, and I said that if the West doesn't wake up to the suicidal nature of militant Islam, the next thing you'll see is the militant Islam is bringing down the World Trade Center.
Netanyahu said, quote, "We're benefiting from one thing, and that is the attack on the Twin Towers and Pentagon and the American struggle in Iraq." Netanyahu then reportedly said these events, quote, "swung American public opinion in our favor."
He said you would have something like, "Oh boy, bringing it down because y'all did it." That's how he can say what's gonna happen because he the nigga planning it. Hello. Which makes sense if the Antichrist has been over there for 3.5 years. So, I love y'all. I'm about to go. 1 Thessalonians 5 and 3. Revelation 6, 1 through 9, not 19. 1 through 9. If you can get there, please. Enough is enough. It is. It is. It is. But again, God said they the synagogue of Satan. Y'all don't see it? They are literally the synagogue of Satan. Can you see it? Interesting. They the synagogue of Satan. But they pretending to be holy and God's people. But they are the synagogue of Satan. Literally. And it's crazy because the church folks is lining up with the synagogue of Satan, are they not? Because remember, I told y'all, I said I support Israel, but not in the way that is going on right now. Not them. Remember, I caught a lot of flack when I came out. I said, them is not the real people. You can't say that. I'm telling you the truth. Them is not the people. They not. Them is the people that's gonna usher in the new world order and this Antichrist. What are we seeing? So, I love y'all. I will talk to y'all later. Yeah. It's going down. Like Sally Seal said. I'll see y'all. I love y'all, pumpkins. We right here. We